Let's turn to business news now with Anusha Bradley, who's beside me in the studio. Hi Anusha, Tourism Holdings riding the tourism boom.
It is indeed. So Tourism Holdings is the biggest listed tourism company on the market. It owns tourist attractions like Waitomo Caves and a host of caravan companies like Brits. It expects its full year profit for this financial year to be 20% higher than last year, to around $29.5 million.
It's a big rise year on year.
Yeah, well, the reason is because it's really benefiting from this record number of tourists we're having to New Zealand. It also recently bought an American rental business called Almonte, and that appears to be paying off. I spoke to the CEO, Grant Webster, today, and he admitted that it was a bit of a gamble when it bought it in December, but it's bedding down nicely, and so that is really helping their profits as well. The company has a target of making $50 million by 2020, $50 million of profits, I should say, and it's not ruling out further acquisitions to try and help reach that target.
Right. Now, I've got an interesting note here in the stuff we're going to talk about. It says New Zealand may not be as honest and corruption-free as we think we are. What's that about?
Yeah, well, according to a report by Deloitte, it surveyed New Zealand and Australian companies and found that 20% of them had detected at least one instance of corruption. And that included things like not declaring conflicts of interest, gifts or trips away, along with doing people favours or just giving excessive commissions, that kind of thing. It does sort of is at odds with Transparency International's report. They said last year that New Zealand is equal with Denmark on being the least corrupt country in the year. So who knows, maybe that will change.
Dairy prices overnight, they dipped somewhat, didn't they?
Just slightly, just a touch, 0.8% they fell. Not a lot, but there has been 6 consecutive rises before that, so analysts aren't really concerned about the dip. But what I do want to talk about with some passion is the butter price. That is quite concerning if you're an addict like me. So butter prices hit a record high overnight, and they've more than doubled in the last year. And there's a butter shortage in Europe. You may recall articles about the French protesting about the price of their croissants and things like that. And that's really due to an overall dip in global milk production and an increase in demand. But also people apparently are preferring full cream milk products, and that's taking the fat out of the supply chain.
Right.
So that's interesting. Yeah, it's good for New Zealand dairy farmers. They're getting a high price, but not so good for
butter lovers. Exactly. What's happening on the markets, Anusha?
Yeah, a quiet market today. Everyone's waiting for the OCR review tomorrow. The Reserve Bank expects to keep interest rates on hold at 1.75%. There were some interesting big volumes changing hands in Air New Zealand shares today. There may be some profit taking. That company has gained 55% in the last year.
Wow.
It's been an outperformer, but the outlook is for slightly softer earnings, so maybe some investors are taking their money and running. The market closed down 59 points today to close at 7,527. The Australian market's down 1.3% at 5,676, and the Kiwis buying 72.17 US cents and 95.51 Australian.
Anusha Bradley in the studio. Thank you so much.